Thanks for joining me. I'm Vox Sinistra, and you're tuned into a special listening party. Oh, that's me talking again. Um, wherein we're going to be listening to the new Strict Tempo compilation album that was released a few weeks ago on Bandcamp, and it's up right now on CD and digital formats. The compilation took several months to put together. It contains 24 different tracks, and I don't actually know the number of artists specifically, about 30 because there's several remixes in there too. Um, and everything is exclusive to the album. So it was made just for this release, and you won't find it anywhere else. So that's exciting. Lots of fresh, dark alternative tracks to dig into. Everything has like sort of an electronic leaning element, as I do here. But the first disc is yeah. So the first disc is all about like darkwave, post-punk, more more post-punk darkwave influence stuff. There's a few industrial EBM sort of tracks on there too, but it's kind of like the more mellow-ish disc. It's not really mellow mostly. But the second disc is more like dance oriented. So that's the difference basically. The second disc is like the higher BPM dance stuff, or like the more like electronic, electro techno, Italo influenced, EBM mostly on that one. There's a few like straight up Italo tracks in there too, and even like a sort of like industrial gabber sort of track. So, there's a wide variety of stuff. There's like traditional post-punk to really like hard industrial techno. So the whole spectrum of stuff that I like really. And yeah, I tried to make it intentionally diverse, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It's been getting several positive reviews, and the DJs seem to be liking it and playing it. So, yay, things are going well with the compilation. Huzzah. Thanks to everyone who has supported it so far. I really appreciate you. And I'm already working on the next one, so I'm excited to do more of these as well. Working on several new releases with bands too, both like full albums, EPs, singles, remixes, the whole gamut of things. So more announcements coming there. But actually, a proper announcement that I can make right now is that I'm going to be releasing a full, well, it's actually kind of just a full remix album at this point. It was supposed to be a remix EP, but there's 7 tracks, so that's kind of a short album at this point. Um, all remixes of the track from Susie Sabotage, Nazi Goss Fuck Off. Um, yeah. Um, and they're all dance remixes. So if you don't know that track, it came out about 3 years ago, and I was an instant fan. It's a really great track, just like really catchy and well done, cold wave post punk vibe. And obviously, the message is very important right now. So I wanted to get this released before the election here in the US also. Which, by the way, if you have not voted yet, please do that. Um, and yeah. But anyway, um, so that will be coming out on November 1st, and it contains 7 remixes of that track, all different dance vibes. So something special for the DJs also. But yeah, cool. So today we're going to be listening to the entire compilation album from disc one to disc two. And it's going to take about 2 hours, the runtime, and I'm going to talk about each track in between them. Some of the artists will pop up in chat here, hopefully. I see one of them already, Yobkiss in the house. Shout out. Um, but yeah, cool. So I'm just gonna like tell you a little bit about the artist in between the tracks, and we're gonna listen to it, and that's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's my first stream as part of the Twitch DJ program. We're gonna see how this goes. I think it'll be okay for more like underground independent music, but we'll see soon. How's my voice, by the way? Is everything sounding okay? It looks like it's okay-ish. Um, all right, cool, cool. Let's get this thing started. So, the first track is the JG Outsider remix of the Violentine track, Break the Silence. And I've been a fan of this track for, well, I think a couple years now, whenever it came out initially. I think technically their EP was only released about a year ago, but I feel like the single was released before that. But so Break the Silence has a really great message, very important right now. And Violentine is a Canadian synth duo who released their fourth EP in November 2023, Human Drama, featuring the single Break the Silence, now remixed by the illustrious JG Outsider. And it is a great remix. With sweeping nods to widescreen synthwave, darkwave, and moody 80s aesthetics, vocalist, oh, I'm going to butcher this, apologies, Mirio, wraps her unique vocal sweetness over the entire affair to complement Roland's synth layers in songs drenched in mood and dance-worthy beats, while still feeling introspective and reflective. Coming off the success of 2021's Otherworld EP, the 5 tracks on Human Drama feel deeper and more fully realized than ever. A sharp laser focus on their own brand of ethereal, beat-driven, moody, and mysterious synth pop, with the ghosts of previous post-punk dream pop influence never lurking too far away. So we have the JG Outsider remix of that track, their single from their last EP, Break the Silence. JG Outsider, the remixer, Javier Gomez, also known as JG Outsider, is a Spanish DJ and music producer born in Alicante. Since the mid-80s, he already started his passion for music and began his stage as a DJ in a very enriching and varied musical moment, influenced by the EBM sounds and the gothic rock bands of the 80s. His time as a producer began at the end of 1992, which has led him to work with many national and international labels throughout his career. His music has been distributed all over the world in all his stages. After a break, JG Outsider has returned to show his more personal version, producing styles that in the years where he started producing were not as present as they are today. Music with which he grew up at this point in his career and with the experience gained since the 90s formed the basis for this new project where he returns to his beginnings, where he showed his music in live format. He collaborates with national and international artists and labels, and bringing his productions to various styles, but focused on his dark and personal side within the EBM, gothic pop, synthwave, electro, and industrial techno realms. JG Outsider wants to bring to the stage his musical proposal, a live performance with analog sounds of involving bass lines, a dark and clean sound to share his musical vision of these styles. Okay, cool. Thank you, JG. And here is the first track. Thanks for joining us.
Somewhere
That was the first track, Violentine, Break the Silence, the JG Outsider remix. Oh, that is my voice. Okay, cool. So Angie is up next. The new wave inspired project of Angela from Wilmington, North Carolina-based Darkwave duo, Dead Cool. Angie has released her first single earlier this year, now remixed by New York City-based DJ and producer Mark Cage. Angie is a minimal wave synth pop artist that takes inspiration from 80s dance music, and this track effortlessly transports the listener into its era of choice. Super 80s, super fun. I'm really excited about how this turned out. Mark Cage, the remixer, is currently a resident DJ for two of New York City's premier monthly dark music parties, Procession and Summon. He has also guest DJ'd at notable venues and club nights such as Limelight, Dream Baby Dream, and Red Party, amongst others. Cage is also currently a live member of LA-based post-punk darkwave act Blood Handsome, recently performing at various events in the US, such as Club Flesh, the Underground Festival, Strict Tempo, hey, that's my night, and QXTs, along with various European and UK dates. He has also remixed tracks for Disexual, why I had played that night, actually, Nayla Invo, Cold Choir on the comp, Ona Nomen, Rue Oberkampf, Ex Hyena, also extra Strict Tempo expat, Echo Barrel, also an extra Strict Tempo expat, Wumscut, and Cult of Aaliyah. He also mixed and produced the last Ash Code single, Tear You Down. He is currently working on his industrial/dark techno project, OVX. Not real sure how to pronounce that, sorry. With might just be that. With releases expected later in 2024. Originally from the UK, he has been a regular DJ fixture in the New York City darkwave scene since the 90s, and has also DJ'd in Canada, the UK, and Germany, as well as performing in various darkwave acts in both the US and Europe. Cage was also a staff writer for Industrial Nation magazine and worked with several alternative music labels from the early 90s through the 2000s, including Rough Trade, Mute, and Nothing. All right, so we're going to listen to Angie's Dance Machine, the Cage remix. Angie's Dance Machine, and that was the Mark Cage remix of that track, which came out originally earlier this year. That's the first single from Angie, which is the solo project of Angie from the band Dead Cool out of North Carolina. And it came out really fun, really 80s new wave sounding, a bit different from some of the stuff on the compilation. And yeah, so up next, we have Dark Swoon's Twist the Knife, um, the SN underscore CHE remix. I don't know how to say that. Um, but the band actually did the remix themselves, so that's just a name they applied to it. But that's actually a track that was originally released on their album Bloom Decay, which came out in 2022. And that album, if you haven't heard it, is really, really good. Just really great darkwave and post-punk with some sort of shoegaze, uh, dream pop sort of influences. Lots of layered guitars and ethereal vocals and a heavy electronic presence as well, which I always appreciate. Dark Swoon is an electronic shoegaze trio from the Pacific Northwest with a genre-defying sound. Their music combines elements of darkwave, post-punk, and dream pop while paying homage to both old-school goth and electronic influences. Ethereal vocals, melodically driven bass, and atmospheric guitar layered with drum machines and synths create their distinctive style. Originally founded as a solo project by Jana Cushman on vocals and guitar in 2014, Dark Swoon expanded in 2017 with the addition of Rachel Ellis on beats and synths and Nora Lynn bass, broadening their sonic landscape. Their latest album, Bloom Decay 2022, Icy Cold Records, marks a significant evolution in their sound. Praised as a standout release, it showcases Dark Swoon as their most innovative and introspective. They are currently working on their third album, which is slated for release in 2025. Really looking forward to hearing that from them. So we're going to listen to Dark Swoon's Twist the Knife remix.
Pulling out each other's threads in negative space. And all the words that are said and saving face.
That was Dark Spoon's Twist the Knife, SN underscore CHE remix. I don't know how to say that, sorry. Sinch remix. I don't know. um, and coming up next, we have Bestial Mouse with Only Dead Fish Follow and Flow mix. This is an exclusive um, edit of their track that was on their most recent album, which the name of the album is escaping me at the moment. I think it was Rot in My Skin. I think that's it. Yes. It was track 7 on that album, which was released in 2023, so last year. Um, and this is an exclusive edit of that track that was on that album. And Bestial Mouse, if you're not familiar, from their inception in 2009, the core root of Bestial Mouse has combined Lynette Cerezo's voice with myriad genre influences across the spectrum of goth, industrial, post-punk, new wave, noise, metal, and other underground sounds using live acoustic and electronic drums and analog synthesizers. Since 2018, Bestial Mouse has been the sole project of Cerezo, blossoming outward as a channel to explore deeply personal lyrics of self-stagnation and trauma. New works are profoundly personal releases that bring Bestial Mouse's journey full circle and into new realms of darkness, teetering towards the light, yet always drawn backwards into an emotional vortex of ecstatic death. What a bio. So that is Bestial Mouse. For the track, Only Dead Fish Follow and Flow. We love Bestial Mouse. I've hosted them before in Seattle, actually. That was, I guess, about 2 years ago now. Jeez, time is moving fast. But yeah, they actually have contributed to Strict Tempo, and I did record that set. I don't know if I ever posted it on YouTube, but maybe one day it'll go up soon. I still have lots of shows to put up there. There's a never-ending supply of them. But yeah, so we're going to listen to that track now. Enjoy. Bestial Mouse, Only Dead Fish, Follow and Flow Mix. That was a special exclusive edit of that track, which was released on their last full-length album last year. And we left Bestial Mouse. They're currently based in Sacramento. That wasn't mentioned in their bio, but in California right now. I think they were based in Berlin for several years before that. Dead Blood Cells coming up next. Their track On the Beach, which is another exclusive edit. Dead Blood Cells are a Kent, UK, and that's I think an area of London. It's like part of London. Kent, UK based industrial darkwave band formed in very early 2017 in Medway. They bring together a number of influences, including darkwave, electro-industrial, and more of those tricky post-punk genres. Post-punk is tricky now. That must be like a British expression or something. It is a marriage of hauntingly sweet, dark vocals with industrial noise. They have appeared on Cleopatra Records, on Quiet Grave compilation, Slava Ukraini, a Darkwave EBM charity compilation, and they were also on Gods for Sanctuaries, the last mega compilation that was almost 200 tracks, which is like one of the biggest compilations I've ever heard of. But so on that note, actually, just to detour a little bit, that track or that album is actually on Bandcamp now as Name Your Price. So you can get that charity compilation on the Gods for Sanctuaries Bandcamp page, which, if you're all unaware, I was one of the hosts for that. And it's still, I'm looking for the link. Can't do two things at once. The proceeds from it still go to the charity, which is still collecting funds. They were trying to raise like 200,000 euros or something to move because their farm was collapsing from like climate change and excessive rains, basically. So that is the album there. It is now on Bandcamp for Name Your Price, and it's almost 200 tracks, including this next band. I don't know actually which song was on there. Let's do a quick find search here. Okay, their track was called Minotaur. And there's lots of great bands on there. Something for everyone. But yeah, so shout out to Gods for Sanctuaries. And okay, so Dead Blood Cells. We were talking about some compilations that were on. Described by one reviewer, they had a song that told you they are industrial, but there was more than this mixed up in this cacophonous stage presence. There was punk, experimental, and something that vaguely reminds of Fad Gadget's sound. Okay, so we have Dead Blood Cells on the Beach. This is an exclusive edit of this track. right, so that was Dead Blood Cells on the Beach, the exclusive edit. I think that track is super fun. Got like really catchy vibe, and I love the lyrics also. They're really funny. um, but yeah, good job, Dead Blood Cells, and good job to everyone. Really, just really proud of this whole thing. Everyone did a really great job. And shout out also, we have Rodney Orpheus in the chat. I forgot to mention him earlier, but he did the mastering for the album, except for one track on the second disc, which I'll note when it comes up. But yeah, I did a really great job. Rodney Orpheus from the Cassandra Complex. Give him a little round of applause amongst yourselves, I guess. By yourself at home. Clap. Or not. Seattle Synth, hey there, nice to see you. Hope things are well up in the Pacific Northwest. So we heard Dead Blood Cells from essentially London. Rodney takes a bow in chat. Violet Silhouette coming up next. We have a remastered version by Rodney Orpheus of their track Under. Shit, what is this song called? 1 second. I exited my page to look at the Gospel Sanctuaries. I just want to be sure. Under the Table. Okay, that's what I thought. Just making sure. My coffee is just now kicking in. But this is the remastered version of that track, which was released on their last release. And you might be seeing, spoiler alert, some more material from Violet Silhouette on Strict Tempo as a label in the future. Violet Silhouette are from West Palm Beach, Florida. They're from South Florida, post-wave dance punk, a fusion of industrial with elements of effervescent synth pop, hazy shoegaze, and noise. From postpunk.com, they say throbbing synthesizers, crystalline guitar riffs, and a meticulously crafted mosaic of ambient atmosphere. The band's signature spectral, longing vocal melodies are set against a percussive backdrop harkening back to the raw, mechanistic beat of the early 80s industrial era. I don't know who there wrote that, but props to whoever wrote that at postpunk.com. A publication I very occasionally contribute to. And which you may also see the Strict Tempo compilation in there real soon. Spoiler alert. I'll share that article when it's up. But yeah, so we're going to listen to Violet Silhouette's Under the Table, the remastered version.
Go.
Violet Silhouette, the post-punk, etc. band. It's the genre we're dealing with, post-punk, etc. in general, from South Florida. Who, spoiler alert, again, you might be seeing more of on Strict Tempo as a label. Vague spoiler. Okay, which, speaking on that note, I have several releases in the works right now. I'm already accepting more tracks for the second compilation album, which I don't think will be a 2-disc release. I think I'm just gonna stick to like a 1-disc format in the future for the compilations, but I wanted to start out with a big bang, just overwhelm the people with content. um, but yeah, shout out also to Elect Melode in chat right now. Some of the artists from the comp just slowly filtering in. And yeah, so more stuff coming soon. Nothing I can really announce except for the Susie Sabotage remix release coming out hopefully November 1st. um, so that was a sort of a last minute endeavor that we all put together, so sort of as like a pre-election release. And it's a dance remix collection for her track, Nazi Goss Fuck Off, and the Cassandra Complex remix of that track has already been released as a single for the album, remix album of all the same track, but all the remixes are pretty different. So yeah, I'm happy with how that turned out. Lots of different options for DJs and listeners who just want to hear that song a lot in various formats. But yeah, lots of really cool renditions of it, and I'm hoping that it will get played and the message will be heard. But yeah, follow the Strict Tempo Bandcamp page, and you'll find out about all of the new releases coming up there. Bandcamp will send you handy emails to let you know when they come out. And you can also opt into my mailing list, which I send out pretty much as often as I have time for, but ideally it would be like every week, but it's more like a couple times a month really at this point. But yeah, I'll be sending out a mailing list about the remix album. I originally was calling it an EP, but it's 7 tracks, so that's kind of just like a full album at this point. We can just call it a remix album. A full album of remixes of just 1 track. But yeah, that'll be out on the 1st, if all things go well. Um, but yeah, cool. Up next, we have Civiex from Toronto, Canada. A couple Canadian bands on the compilation, actually. The first band that I played today, Violentine, also from Canada, but they're from Ottawa. Um, Civiex is Castelvi, bass guitar, vocal, synth, and vocoder, and M. Gomes on synth guitar, programming, and vocals. They combine elements of shoegaze, electro, Italo, and new wave with the conceptual influence of alternate dimensions, space, dreams, and out-of-body experiences into their unique sound. They have shared stages with Dino and Oaklander, Void Vision, Psyche, uh, this is a long list, uh, and many other bands. Choir Boy, Ricky, Technique Berlin, Light Asylum, Mutant, Ortase, and Silent M, and more. They have a release on legendary NYC electro label, Serotonin Records, founded by John Selway and Jason Zostek. Uh, German minimal synth label Kerncrack Records, and German label Cold Transmission. Uh, their debut album is available on both physical 12-inch vinyl and digital platforms. Was released on New Orleans label Disco Obscura in February 2020. Civiex blends this diverse range of influence into 9 uniquely synthesized out-of-this-world tracks, certain to dematerialize your current dimension. I like that. This self-titled debut record, Civiex, made the Postpunk.com Best of 2020 list. Doppler Effect also included 2 unreleased Civiex songs, Gates of Verdura and Visions and Formath, during their NTS radio takeover in 2021. These 2 tracks can now be found as part of Civiex's sophomoric LP, The Mirax Sequence, officially released February 25th, 2024 via Paris, France-based label Numa International. The Mirax Sequence presents 10 highly scenic cuts that brewed within the band's collective subconscious over the last few years, fueled by vivid night visions, alternate dimensions, and dreams that combine reality with film fiction. Since the release of the Mirax Sequence, Civiex have recently been featured on UK radio show Bass Agenda, well-known publication Postpunk.com, as well as playlisted by legendary UK DJ and producer Dave Clark. Very cool. So Civiex. I will also say that Barbie in that band is really cool also. She was like the chair for some the Juno Awards in Canada for the Electronic Album of the Year award, which is like a big Canadian music prize. Was a former Heritage Prize jury member at the Polaris Music Prize as well. And she's very nice, I will also say. Shout out to Barbie. Okay. Okay, so Civiex, their track is called Mirrors and Mirax. All right. Shout out to Civiex. It's time to listen to their track. Okay, so that was CiviX, Mirrors and Mirax, a unique track. Uh, That's funny. Just made a comment about the laughing in that track. I was literally just about to talk about that because I was just thinking about what what does that remind me of? And it reminds me of the Yazoo track. I think it's Situation, where the laughing is used as like a significant part of it. Um, and the laugh in that reminds me of the laugh in that track. Um, and I think it's a successful addition also to the sound. Um, but yeah, Civi X did a great job on that track. Everyone did a great job. Also, I forgot to mention the artwork which you see on the screen right now. This is the official album artwork, which is um, it was made by Andre Presetio, also known as Deepless. That's his like artwork name. He makes a lot of really cool art for bands across a few different scenes. I think he does a lot of punk stuff as well, but a lot of goth and post-punk and darkwave stuff too, industrial. He actually made the artwork for my recent t-shirt as well. He did like the glitch edits and stuff on my most recent t-shirt and tote bag design. So shout out to Deepless. I just posted his link a minute ago, but I'll post it again. Um, yeah, he did a great job on the artwork. Really happy with how that turned out. Um, had a really specific vision and he followed it well. I was like, I need cyberpunk, I need flowers, I need these specific colors. He pulls it off. Okay, so coming up next, we have um, Cold Choir from Asheville, North Carolina. Hope they are okay over there. Um, an electro slash darkwave duo with poetic, evocative lyrics, sensual vocals, dressed in a cloak of moody soul, with a ferocious power and a vulnerable delivery. Growing up in Miami in the 90s, they were heavily influenced by the music they would encounter playing in the clubs of the time. From electro and freestyle to darkwave and techno, their music has no rules or boundaries. Cold Choir made a new track for the compilation called Red Light, and I think it's one of the most unique tracks on the album, and definitely adds a bit of different vocal style and a more subdued presence. Um, but yeah, we love Cold Choir, and they have actually been on my show before. They debuted two of their music videos, which they recorded for the show essentially, since I asked them to make videos, inspiring people to make their own music videos, you know. And yeah, they debuted a couple of them on my show a couple years ago. I believe it was for the track Solo Yo, and um, I don't remember the other track right now, but they were both great. Um, but yeah, okay, so we're gonna listen to Cold Choir's Red Light.
Spirit
Red Light from Cold Choir, the Asheville, North Carolina-based electro darkwave band. Um, that was a more sultry, subdued electro um, wavy vibe. And I really like the vocals on that one too, kind of like it's almost like hushed tone or something. Definitely the sultry vibes. Um, okay, so up next we have Specialista, the first of our Latin American artists featured on the comp from Bogota, Colombia, a DJ, producer, drummer, and activist who makes a commitment for the left field of underground electronics. He has sculpted his music identity from musical eclecticism, electric guitars, transistorized basses, syncopated drums, vocoders, and arpeggiators at all times are some of the elements that are imposed in the sessions and tracks of Specialista, who shows his predilection for retro electro sounds. And he made the track Seven Deadly Sins, which I'm going to take out as a shout out to myself. No, I'm just kidding. um, but I thought that was fun though, because Vox Sinistra, I'm the curator of the album. There's sins. Sorry, I'm being a dork now. But yeah, it sort of gives like a sort of a dark disco feel with, um, yeah, yeah. You'll see. We're gonna listen to it here in a second. Um, okay. So now we have a specialista. We have Seven Deadly Sins.
Seven deadly sins.
Seven deadly sins. We're having a slight internet rebellion here. I don't know what's going on with my internet lately, but you can also catch this. I'll post it up on YouTube on the Vox Sinistra channel. It's just my name. It's the channel. And I also have a new channel on YouTube just for strict tempo, and I'll be posting all these tracks up there soon as well. I've been sort of like in an ongoing war with the streaming distributor to get it up. I'm probably just gonna switch services at this point because it's gotten to a ridiculous point where I just don't feel like it's ever going to work. So we'll see. But it will be up there eventually, hopefully soon. Eventually soon. So up next, we have Muert Skeletor featuring Retorno. Sorry for my for my pronunciation there. Swear I had the bio for this, but it is not there. So I'm like, oh, okay. This is next. You know what? We'll listen to this track first, and then I will dig up that bio again and let you know more about the artists. But I can tell you that they're from Santiago, Chile, and Muert Skeletor used to go by Prima Selector, and has actually performed on my show on the online version before. And that was really cool. That set featured something called body miming, which I had never seen before, but just kind of, it's sort of like an interpretive dance style, I guess that's how I would describe it, that implements elements of miming, but it's like a full body sort of dance experience. Very cool. That said, I believe is up on my YouTube channel as well while we're talking about YouTube stuff, under the name Prima Selector. And it's on one of the later full shows that I did for Strict Tempo. But yeah, cool. So we're going to listen to that track, and then I'll tell you more about the artist afterwards. Whoops. I'm switching things up here. Keeping you on your toes. Skeletor featuring Attorno Retorno. Um, and since I failed to read their bio before it started, Where Skeletor and Attorno Retorno are DJs and producers from the territory called Chile in South America. Both are founders of the collective and record label Contrataque Collective. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Releases of dark synthetic music and dance events for vampires. Their events look really great down there. I hope to play one of them when I head down there as well. Where Skeletor is characterized by its mixes of EBM, Darkwave, dark synth, and heirloom sounds with shades of punk. I've got to wonder what heirloom sounds is meant. Maybe like just old school. I like that way of describing it. I'm going to start using that now. Eterno Returno has a dark, deep, and dystopian sound proposal with nuances that move through raw techno, broken, and industrial, seeking to generate a harmonic and dense journey to hidden places in themselves. Corazon de Benzina is the first joint creation of theirs, where Muert Skeletor created the dense and dark sounds with broken drums and melodies of the ultra grave. And Eterno Retorno collaborates with the creation of lyrics and vocals, subversive and contentious. Okay, cool. Yeah. Really like how that one turned out. I think that's actually one of Muert Skeletor's first productions as like a producer. So I think it's fantastic. So big shout out to them for doing such a great job on that track. And I hope that he continues because it's a great sound. Little pat on the back there. But yeah, I mentioned earlier, but he did produce a set under a different name. He changed names, was previously known as Prima Selector, and did a DJ set for me a couple years ago. Oh, hi, Beans. We might have a cat appearance. Beans, the people need your presence. Here. Meow. Nope. All right. She has been beckoned. Cat time. Um, but yeah, so basically, yeah, I mentioned earlier, but his DJ set included also a dancer performance that was doing something called body miming, which was new to me at the time, but it's basically a form of dance that incorporates elements of miming. Um, and yeah, that's really interesting. So that's featured throughout the set as well. It's got really cool artsy editing and features the backdrop of someone's house in Santiago. So I thought it was a really cool immersion into different cultures and whatnot. Sorry, we're distracted by the cat now. Um, you can't really see her belly, but it's like fully flopped out right now. She's like fully flopped. Um, Cat time. Hi, Beans. She's like, I was just trying to get fed, and now you've pulled me up, and she's holding me again. I don't understand. I know, Beans, I know. She's so patient with us. Okay, so she's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. All right. Next up, we have Broken Nails, an electronic solo artist inspired by darkwave, minimal synth, industrial, and EBM sounds, primarily composed from analog synthesized and drum machines, focusing on strong percussion, passionate vocals, synth modulation, and rhythmic melodies. Broken Nails, Kim Bell is the project of Kim Bell, got her start several years ago DJing as DJ Kaleidoscope, playing around the US, including music festivals. This experience inspired her to compose her own music the past 4 years. Broken Nails has 4 releases on Swiss Dark Knight's label. Control the Delusion, Overcome, Chamber Glare Live, and Scorn, which is the most recent one. They have also appeared as a guest vocalist for several artists' releases. With the love for creativity and music. They continue regular time in the studio, recording and playing live shows in several cities. Broken Nails, in with a new track called Puppy Love. And this track was inspired by Skinny Puppy. And I think you'll hear those influences pretty clearly. It's kind of like an old school industrial tribute, you know. You'll hear it if you are familiar. And also a sort of like a anti-patriarchy statement as well. So there's some political undertones. And also, I should note, I should actually play the music video for this. What am I thinking? Fail. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. We do actually have the first music video for the album, and it is from Broken Nails. She did a really great job on it. And this is me multitasking. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay, I found it. Great. So we'll watch the video actually for this. Surprise! I forgot that existed. And self-produced. I think she's here in chat, so she can talk about it a little bit more. I don't want to speak on her behalf too much, but she did it pretty quickly too. I was very impressed with the quality. Great at video editing too, and self-directing, but multi-talented. What else am I trying to say about this? Oh yeah, there may have been a whole lot of chocolate syrup used, just to note. All right, so we're actually going to watch the music video for Puppy Love now from Broken Nails, which was the first music video for the album. And I'm hoping to release some more music videos and visualizers in the coming weeks as well. It's been busy trying to get everything out there, but I'll be working on more of the visual elements too, and some of the artists will be contributing some too. So more music videos coming soon, but here is Broken Nails with Puppy Love.
Funny
Broken Nails, Puppy Love, and that was the music video that Broken Nails made herself for it, and I think she did a really solid job on that. Really like the production, very old school, industrial influenced in sound and visuals, and also an ode to her late pup, um, Seti. And I always loved seeing Seti on Kim's Facebook. Wore lots of really cute sweaters, and yeah, uh, yeah, R.I.P. But yeah, Puppy Love from Broken Nails, a an ode to Skinny Puppy and other things. um, yes, the video was really great for sure. Um, So up next we have Violet Poison, and this is actually the last track on the first disc of the compilation. So the way that I organized the compilation is kind of a bit confusing for some people, maybe. So the whole compilation itself is just volume one, because I plan to do more of these compilations, so they'll basically just be numbered and ordered, you know? But because there are so many tracks on this compilation, I split it into two parts so that each part would get more listens, basically, because people stop listening after so many tracks of any album, you know. So if you go to Bandcamp and you see like an album with 30 tracks, you know, the last half or so are not really going to get as many plays. So to sort of offset this and give the love to the second half it deserved, I split them into two pages. So part two is on a separate page than part one, but it is the same release. So the CD itself comes together. It is a double disc CD. So it'll be in a single case, both discs together as one compilation. So it is the same release. It's just split on Bandcamp into two pages as part one and part two, because I wanted to give part two more of the love it deserved. But that has confused people. People are calling it volume one and two. No, it's all just volume one, but it's in two parts to indicate which tracks are on each disc on the CD. So that is what that means. I thought I'd take a moment to explain how things were organized there, since it is confusing for some people. Okay, cool. That's how that works. Just a heads up. So the last track on the first disc, which is under part one on Bandcamp, is called Psychometria, a proper like Italian word there, from Italy-based Violet Poison. And Violet Poison is the proto-EBM industrial side project of Italian producer and DJ Francesco Baldazzi, previously known as Obtain, the techno project he shut down in 2012. Violet Poison is inspired by old school EBM and synthwave music from the 80s. Baldazzi also runs different projects under various aliases. Some focus on 80s thriller slash horror soundtracks, and some on US oriented Italo disco slash freestyle. I wonder what US oriented Italo is meant, what that means. um, I think Italo is a very European genre. But Baldazzi is the label head for Veleno Viola. That is also a podcast mix series. Lots of cool stuff on Veleno Viola for sure. And I've been a fan of Violet Poison for years, and I'm really excited to have him participate on the compilation. He has a very prolific output under various names, and I played a lot of his different projects too. Um, and we've also, Violet Poison contributed to the Strict Tempo series online twice with a live set and with a DJ set, both of which are really great. I believe they're both up on my YouTube channel, so you can check those out as well. I should probably give shout outs to everyone who has contributed to the shows and the series in some way. Broken Nails also did a live set for the online stream too. I think that one is online too. Oops, I should be posting these links. Did I miss anything else? 1 second. Throwing up down the YouTubes. Um, Dead Cool did a set for me. We heard Angie's Dance Machine from Dead Cool. Darkswin played Strict Tempo live in the flesh a couple years ago at the Central Saloon in Seattle. They're a really great live band too. Bestial Mouse I mentioned already, but they also played for one of my Seattle shows, also at Central Saloon. Um, Dead Blood Souls I haven't worked with yet. Violet Silhouette I haven't worked with yet. Civiex not yet. Cold Fire did. They did an online appearance for me as well. Specialista also did a set for me. I'm not sure if it was a live set or a DJ set. But yeah, he was on the show too. We're at Skeletor, used to be known as Prima Selector, and I mentioned his set with the DJ set with the body miming. Broken Nails did an online live set for me, and Violet Poison did both DJ set and a live set online. So that is the guide to who has contributed to my shows. Oh, Cage also played in Blood Handsome at my show in Long Beach a couple months ago. So that is the guide for who has contributed to Strict Tempo already, in some sort of capacity, DJ sets or live sets. Um, so far, hopefully we'll get the rest of them in here at some point too. um, but yeah, so we're gonna finish out part one of the first, well, of the first disc. It is part one, the last track on that, and then we have another 12 tracks to go. So we're only halfway through this, and actually the second part is longer than the first. I just like to talk a lot. I guess this is taking a bit longer than I would have initially imagined, but that's okay. The talking is what makes it special, right? We're giving you the inside scoop. Okay, so we're going to listen to Violet Poison now, Psychometria. So that was the track Psychometria from Violet Poison, which she describes as a stripped down, old school sounding synth punk track. And I believe he recorded that basically live in like a single take on some like vintage equipment. So really properly old school. And I really like how that one turned out. It gives a sort of a different sounding closing track. It sounds very like nostalgic to me. In 80s in a very like um, sort of like more minimalist way, you know. Okay, so we are going to listen now to the second part of the compilation. So we're going to begin part two um, of the comp, which starts off with Sleek Teeth, uh, Gone, Night Cult Mix. So this is a exclusive remix that the band did themselves, actually. And it is, if not their first single, one of their first tracks released. Possibly, I think maybe it is their first track released. And I was super impressed. Okay, so this band is comprised of uh, Josh Medina, who has been watching my streams for a few years, and he sent me their track just to share it with me, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I need to have this on the compilation right away. And they were into it and did this special remix for the comp. It also, Vox Mod, another Vox, is the other member of this band. They're an LA-based duo. And Vox Mod, I actually know from Seattle. And I have booked some of their musical projects there when I was hosting radio in studios in the Central District of Seattle at KHUH 104.9 FM. I was like the booking station manager person. I did all the in-studio bookings there, and I hosted them. Just general lady in charge. And that's my official title. But yeah, I worked with them there. And yeah, so I was excited to host them because I knew I've also written about some of their projects. And yeah, was excited to see that they're into more of an EBM sound. At that time, I think it was more of like a truer like electropop style, sort of like a new indie version of like the 80s influence, you know. But apparently since then, I've gotten more into the EBM sound and are now producing really cool sort of electropop, synth pop infused EBM, which I really like. Um, okay, so the official bio, though, that's my own thing. LA-based duo Sleek Teeth creates moody, melodic electronic music with an energy that feels right at home on the dance floor of a shadowy underground nightclub. Blending elements of darkwave, electropop, and EBM, the songs explore depths of isolation, disassociation, and the struggle to make sense of the senseless, all without shying away from a good hook. Haunting vocals with a hint of melodrama hover over pulse pounding beats, delivering a dynamic and cathartic experience. Sleek Teeth's EBM driven debut single, Gone, is available now, along with a cinematic music video that explores the song's themes through a sci fi dystopian narrative. The band is currently finishing their EP to be released in 2024. That actually came out earlier this month, so this bio is a little old. But yeah, their first EP is now out. It's really solid work. Really excited to see where this band is going. And you can actually, if you're in LA or planning to visit the Substance Festival, they're playing next weekend. Let's see. Yeah, it's November 2nd, so it's next weekend. Some post-Halloween action there. And yeah. So we're going to listen to Sleek Teeth's Gone, the Night Cult remix. It is the first track on the second disc. Big Teeth's Gone, the Night Cult remix, and that was exclusively made for the compilation album. And yeah, that was the only track on the album that wasn't mastered by Rodney Orpheus. The band did their own mastering on that one, so just a heads up on that as well. And yeah, I really love that track, and I think they have a lot of potential. Excited to see where they're going. And the next track we have Never Wake Up with um, I Wish, the Hex Machine and Cineator remix. And this track basically took a total transformation. And um, it began as more of a traditional goth post-punk track, and the remix version sort of transformed it into this like EBM techno new beat sort of style. And Never Wake Up is a new side project of Justine from the band Napta, who sings, Aylin from Projet Marina, who plays guitar, and Nicholas Forniel of Princessin on synths and drum machines. Never Wake Up is influenced by death rock, 80s goth, and also French cold wave. Exmal Deutschland, Christian Death, and Sex Gang Children were in their minds while recording their debut EP. And um, so that is the original artist. And you might be hearing more from them on Strict Tempo too. Little spoiler alert. And the remixers for this track are Hex Machine from Phoenix, Arizona. Actually, they're both based in Phoenix. They worked on it in person together. Hex Machine is a veteran of the Darkwave, goth, industrial, and dark techno scenes, having toured extensively in Europe, the Middle East, and America. Hex Machine's sound is extremely diverse and multifaceted. A classically trained musician and studio engineer, Hex Machine blends industrial tribal beats and dark ritualistic atmospheres with exciting and innovative musical virtuosity. And Cineator is an eclectic artist with roots in industrial music and a focus on the dance floor. Their work explores themes of alienation, identity, and self-sabotage. Okay, so coming up next, we have the dance floor banger version of Never Wake Up's I Wish, remixed by Hex Machine and Cineator. Okay, so that was I Wish, the Hex Machine and Senator remix of the track from Never Wake Up, who are a new French post-punk band. Are kind of like a little super group featuring members of NABTA, who I really like. I did a mix for Rinse France for Curse's radio show, I believe called Together Alone. Um, like about 2 years ago. Someone in that band, I'm actually not sure who did the mixing, but someone from NABTA did a mix also on that same episode. So we have a shared podcast experience. Um, and that was a really great remix. Hex Machine does really great work. Cineator is newer, but yeah, did some great work on that as well. And Hex Machine, you'll hear another track from him later on this disc, an original track, not a remix this time. And he also has a remix coming out on this new Susie Sabotage remix album for the track Nazi Goss Fuck Off. If you missed my announcement about that earlier, um, that is going to be out hopefully on November 1st, featuring 7 remixes, one of which is already released. The Cassandra Complex remix is already out there. But yeah. Okay, so we have up next Yob Kiss. We have the track Black Void Metal Mutant Rework featuring Yuko Araki. And Yob Kiss debuted in 2009 on Japanese label Macaroni Records with Pure Sperm from the Evil Blood of Techno. That's quite a title. Having released albums on Electronic Emergencies and Medical Records, Yobkiss explores the regions where experimental electronic music, EBM, and electro all melt into brown, dirty synth voodoo. These are compositions that come spitting and scratching from dance music's locked groove, clawing rhythm into something mutated wherever there is an opening. This Metal Mutant rework arose from the faded memories of the Light EP from 2014. Okay, so throwbacks. Also featuring the vocals of Yuko Araki, who I will talk about in a minute here. But listen to this track first. And so that was Jobkiss, the Dutch artist, now based in Los Angeles, and soon to be based in Melbourne. I've just heard in chat as well. Um, but um, he says, I recorded this track first to tape with an 808 modular and analog rhythm and remixed Yuko Araki's 2015 vocals into it, then bounced it back to tape again. So that's an inside scoop from the artist just now in chat. Uh, And I failed to read Yuko Araki's bio earlier, who is the guest vocalist on that track. Those vocals were apparently recorded in 2015 and reused for this track. Um, so Yuko Araki is a multi-instrumentalist composer based in Tokyo, Japan. Yuko Araki started playing piano when she was a small child and in her teenage years was inspired by hardcore and metal music. But she soon became really eclectic and took on a diverse range of projects, including drummer of the tribal prog rock band Kunatic and founding members of the neoclassical noise duo Concerto de la Familia, and her solo project, playing modular synthesizer that creates abstract rhythms and dissonant harmonies which contain elements of noise drone and industrial music. Her exceptional sensibility in processing extremely heavy and dense sounds makes the result sounding like nothing else you've heard before. A Thousand Leaves oscillation sound at the same time rooted in Japanese noise, but also totally different. Intergalactic Noisescapes. In 2019, she released an EPI for Indonesian label Gerb Fast, and her debut album 2 for Italian label Commando Vanessa, followed in 2020 by a collection of live recordings. On the 2nd of April 2021, she released her first full album, End of Trilogy, from Room 40. She collaborated with the London-based visual artist Daisy Dickinson on an AV performance, which premiered on a European tour in fall 2021. Yuko Araki performed across Europe, UK, and Asia, including Skanu Messes Festival in Latvia, Yoga Noise Bombing Festival in Indonesia, Cafe Oto in London, Cave Salon in Berlin, Soup in Tokyo, Japan, etc. Okay, cool track. Thank you, Yapkiss, also for sharing a bit more about it in chat and hanging out with us here today. Up next, we have Jacket Electric Runner. This is one of the full-blown Italo disco tracks on the album. It's very 80s sounding and very danceable. Jacket is a DJ, musician, and vinyl collector based in Serbia. He does not adhere to strict stylistic boundaries within the limits of personal taste preferences. In his works, you can hear both neon Italo disco. We're going to hear a lot of that just here in a minute. Synth pop and electro clash, as well as latex EBM or old school newbie and acid house. He also made edits / mixes / remixes for Bordello Parigi, Ula Records, Fauve Records, Hard Fist, Melopay Records, New Body, Electric Shapes, and more. Also my label now. We can add that to the list. Okay, cool. So here is some proper Italo disco to break things up a bit here from Jacket Electric Runner, even with the full-blown like 80s sci-fi movie name. just heard Jacket's Electric Runner, and that was one of the Italo tracks on the album. Really like how that one turned out, and definitely gonna play it in some of my DJ sets for sure. I mean, I'm gonna play a lot of these tracks in my DJ set. Spoiler alert, you'll be hearing them again and again. I've actually played a handful of them already. And speaking of which, actually, they've been getting played by a lot of DJs. So big shout out to all the DJs who've been playing the tracks on the album so far. Appreciate you. If you're uh, posting your sets online anywhere, be sure to tag me in your post so I know that you've played them, and I will share it and stuff, you know. Okay. Thank you for tuning in so far. We're almost 3 hours into this listening party, um, and we've still got several tracks to go. So up next we have Zarathustra um, with the track "The Cause," and this is actually, I believe, Zarathustra's final release under this alias, so something special. Zarathustra recently announced that he is retiring this project and moving on as under the alias DJ Fast Fashion and playing higher BPM electronic music, sort of more in a, like a ravey style, as far as I can tell so far. So he's kind of like he's putting the dark disco, sort of like 80s inspired Italo EBM influenced stuff to rest for the moment to concentrate on making higher BPM electronic music. So that's what's going on over there. But Zarathustra has released lots of great tracks and remixes under this name. And I really like, he does like a Front 242 remix that is just like a total banger. And I've played that recently in I think my EBM day set at the Mercury this last year in February. And yeah, I really like that one. But okay, so Zarathustra, a violinist and pianist since childhood, Zarathustra takes his name from the symphonic poem Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Richard Strauss, an epic and powerful piece which inspires him in his compositions. As a producer, Zarathustra was first inspired by the music of the 80s, Italo New Wave EBM, then extended his palette towards rave and prog house sounds straight from the 90s. This versatility translates into his DJ sets through a taste of eclecticism and timing. Certain atmospheres lend themselves more to a captivating dark disco, others to a dynamic and sunny trance. In 2023, created the Apero Nocturna collective, which aims to organize Italo/trance parties in Paris in order to celebrate music inspired by the 80s and 90s. Around the same time, Zarathustra launched a live turntable/synthesizer show with Paul Siebel playing the electric guitar. So based in Paris, France. We have Zarathustra's, I believe, possibly final track under this name, called The Cause. right, so you just heard The Cause from Zarathustra, possibly the last track under that alias before moves on to releasing under the name DJ Fast Fashion and playing DJ sets as well under that name, moving towards like the 90s rave sort of sound, high BPM influence. It sounds like he was combining both of them, but mostly doing like the 80s dark disco thing under this name. But now he's basically moved on to just doing the like ravey stuff. So good luck to him in that realm. I'll have to look at that some of that stuff for my Club Afterlife sets of high BPM, dark techno, and rave sort of stuff as well. Up next, we have this is the end of the trilogy of Italo tracks on the second disc, and this one is a little bit more EBM industrial leaning than the other ones that I just played. WLDV started his activity in 2012, DJing and creating music based on synthesizers and inspired by the electronic music of the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, like Italo disco, EBM, new beat, techno, with clear influences of B-movies, sci-fi, horror, and fetish culture. And he's released vinyl and cassettes on a variety of labels. It's a very long list. And he also played several live and DJ sets around Europe and North America. WLDV hosted and played as resident at the Vocoder Club parties from 2014 to 2019 and he runs the label with eclectic reactions since 2014 with Radiator. Okay, cool. So that is WLDV in a nutshell from Bilbao, Spain, which I did look this up. I did not know, but this is actually kind of a major city in Spain. Whoops. It's on like the northern coastal area. And so I had a little geography lesson myself when I was looking into this. It is actually a properly sized city that I wasn't really aware of. So we're learning things. So WLDV contributed the track Black Dan, and we're going to listen to that now. WLDV with Black Den, a very spooky giallo infused. Um, Pretty much all of WLDV's tracks have like a very like 70s Italian horror feel to them. There's a lot of influence from that and the art style and direction as well, which I appreciate. Giallo vibes going hard. Um, but yeah, so that was the track Black Den, created just for the compilation. And coming up next, we have 909 Distortion and Axga. I think that's how you say that. There's two G's, there's two A's. Hailing from Mar del Plata, Argentina, 909 Distortion and Axga began their music journey at a young age, forming punk bands and producing music. They are label owners of Bloody Electronics, which focuses on punk and techno sounds, working with many talented artists and producers around the globe. With multiple releases on labels such as Of Dolls and Murder, We and Got, which is run by XKR Human, who's been on the show also, a couple of times actually, Riot Radio Records, Public Sex Regime, and more. They don't limit their sound, which trips between, like goes between, I think they meant, techno and body music with their uplifting tempos and trancey bass lines. Okay, so they produced the track Anti-Striker, which has like a very nice sci-fi feel to it. And we're going to listen to that one. So that was 909 Distortion and Axga with Anti-Striker, some very cyberpunk style EBM techno, a little bit of trance influence in there too. Um, and even somebody called out DJ Recovery Rate, shout out. The little house samples in there for the vocals, those are cool too. That one's been popular already with the DJs, as has been this next one and the next one after that, actually. Uh, this is kind of like the more traditional strict tempo section of the EBM, sort of like dance driven techno-ish style. Um, Next we have Alpha Sect, Into Eternity, banger mode, enacted. Strasbourg, France is where he's currently based. Hailing from Thessalonica. I don't know if that's how you say that, actually. Thessaloniki? Greece. She's trying. Alpha Sect is a project of George McCall, which is focused on breaking electro patterns and pumping body music with serious punk influences. He started his music career as a guitarist in the post-metal band Sleepstream with 2 albums on their track record. And he is an active musician with participation in physical theater performances with his side project. Join the chant, follow the sect. Everyone needs their own little slogan. Um, so now we have Alpha Sect, Into Eternity. right, so that was Alpha Sect Into Eternity, and that is a project currently based in Strasbourg, France, which is on the very eastern edge of France, almost in Germany. Originally from Greece. Alpha Sect has been producing some of the best EBM recently in the last several years now, I guess. And I'm excited to hear more from him, and happy to have him on the compilation as well. It's been a regular in my own DJ sets on Strict Tempo since I started it, so yay, Alpha Sect. And coming up next, we have the track Machine Gaze from Lucht Malode, based in Illinois. The project of Damon Killiman, hailing from Illinois, USA. He makes dark music heavily influenced by post-industrial and EBM sounds. He objects to the status quo that promotes violence, exploitation, and terror to serve the interests of a few. He has an affinity for DOS-based trackers, obscure EBM vinyl, and the 1995 movie Hackers. So we have the track Machine Gaze from Lucht Malode, which has also been popular on the DJ sets so far too. Big thanks to everyone playing these tracks out there. Appreciate you. And I'm sure the artists do as well. And if you're unaware, we're having a listening party right now for the Strict Tempo compilation, and it is out now on Bandcamp. It's 24 tracks. It's released as a digital album and also a 2-disc CD, and that's like a double disc. It's like a single case with 2 CDs in it. And that is up right now on Bandcamp. Yay. Big thanks to everyone who has supported it so far. Really appreciate you. And I have a lot of stuff in the works, actually. Several releases in the works. I'm really excited with where things are going with the label so far, and I'm going to try to bring you as many high-quality releases as I can in a range of different genres under the dark alternative electronic umbrella. So lots of stuff to look forward to there. And a few of these artists who are on the comp will be reappearing on future releases too. We have the Susie Sabotage Nazi Gospel Goth remix album, which is coming out on the 1st, so really soon. That's supposed to be like a pre-election hype remix album. And I've already released as a single the Cassandra Complex remix of that track, and I thought that turned out really great. A very 90s electro-industrial vibe to that one. And yeah, lots of different remixes, different takes on that track, meant for the dance floor. So it is a dance remix EP, whereas the original track was more post-punk, the traditional cold wave vibe. Still dancey, but we've amped up the kicks in this remix album. So that will be released on Bandcamp next Friday, less than a week now, sneaking up on us. And if you're not following me on Bandcamp under the Strict Tempo alias, I have the link pinned there in chat. Please note that Strict Tempo has 2 T's. Strict Tempo altogether, 2 T's there. Just a note. Okay. All right, so up next, we do have the track from Lucht Malode, Machine Gaze.
I see machines do some pretty strange things. Man builds them, repairs them, maintains them, depends on them, but they ain't perfect. Now we've all had a machine do something it wasn't supposed to do. An electric razor with a safety guard on it can still cut you and draws blood. Big jet plane, passes inspection car, but its engines drop off just as it's climbing into the sky. All the time, big waves and smoke. machine do something it wasn't supposed to do. I see machines do some pretty strange things.
Okay, so that was Left Malode's Machine Gaze. Very cool track, very cyberpunk, sci-fi infused, EBM, techno, post-industrial vibes, all of the vibes. Thanks to Left Malode also for hanging out and chat with us today. He had to leave a little bit ago, right before his track played, but he was here, so shout out, always supporting. I appreciate that. Also releasing a bunch of tracks on a variety of labels and compilations and releasing a bunch of remixes. Very, very active. So check out his other works as well. Next up, we have Hex Machine with Damaged, the original mix. And Hex Machine, we talked about a little bit earlier. He did contribute a remix to the second track on this disc of the album, which was the remix of the post-punk / goth track I Wish from Never Wake Up, which was totally transformed into like an EBM, techno-ish, new beat infused club banger. And now we have his own original track. And I'm just going to read his bio again. It's been a minute. Hex Machine is from Phoenix, Arizona, a veteran of the darkwave, goth, industrial, and dark techno scenes. I will say that his club night there was 6 feet under. I've been doing some sets at in person, and I think it's really great. He's built quite a community over there, and definitely a big and thriving night. I appreciate his work with that, and for having me play now twice. And the plan is to come back and play more too. So yay. 6 feet under shouts in Phoenix, Arizona. If you're over there, please do check it out. You won't regret it. Really well curated lineups and just solid nights. Full of great music. Okay, so Hex Machine is a veteran of the darkwave, goth, industrial, and dark techno scenes. Having toured extensively in Europe, the Middle East, and America, Hex Machine's sound is extremely diverse and multifaceted. A classically trained musician and studio engineer, Hex Machine blends industrial tribal beats and dark ritualistic atmospheres with exciting and innovative musical virtuosity. I like that word, virtuosity. It's fun to say. All right. Just a few more tracks here. Thanks so much for sticking with us for the whole time, or if you've popped in towards the end, thanks for stopping by. But we have 2 more tracks after this one, so 3 more tracks technically. We're going to listen to Damaged by Hex Machine now. All right, so that was Hex Machine's track Damaged. And we just have a few more tracks here now. SOJ. I don't actually know if I'm supposed to pronounce this like that or like Soj. Soj or SOJ. You pick. I could not actually find a full bio. I never got the bio for him. So I do know he is from Spain and has the label Dear oh, sorry, it's just called Soil. Their at is Dear Soil. But Soil Records has been a great label around for the last, I think I want to say like 5 years or so. And they've released a ton of great EBM and dark alternative electronic music. Soil is the great connector of lives, the source and destination of all. It is the healer and restorer and resurrector. Okay. It's a very mysterious bio, isn't it? Um, but yeah, lots of great stuff on there. And I'm actually seeing that they released the Bestial Mouse remix album, which had different remixes on it. Looks like Slit Skin, and some other tracks from that recent album. It's like a remix EP. I don't think I've actually listened to this yet. But anyway, so lots of great stuff over there. And I've been a fan and playing their tracks. I have one of their vinyl records. That's right, actual physical record. Highly recommend checking them out. And big thanks to him for contributing this track to the album. It's in Spanish, the title, but I believe it's Vuelo Sin Capa, something like that. Yeah, yeah. She looks for approval. Um, yes, Jinx in the chat there. But yeah, we're gonna listen to that track now. Okay, so that was the track Velos and Kappa from Soj and or SOJ. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. Whoops. me realize I don't know how to actually pronounce things live on the spot. Because a lot of the stuff, in music, you're just like playing stuff online, you're downloading it, you're listening to it, you're just reading it to yourself all the time. You're not really talking about it. No one's like, when you download it, no one tells you how to pronounce the thing. This is how this works. You just read it a lot. You don't talk about it. So that's why these sorts of streams I think are important because it's cool to talk about the music, and sort of look beyond just listening to it as well. So yeah. On that note, I will have some interviews coming up with some of the artists on the compilation, and I'm hoping to host them here. They will involve music, so I think that will qualify enough for Twitch's new rules. Can tell how I feel about those. Um, well, I've made it no secret how I feel about that. But anyway, so I will be doing a podcast also. I'll be talking about the new releases. I'll be talking about the label, my own plans, music in general, just kind of whatever they want to talk about, really. Music stuff. I'll be going on the Void Signal podcast in about a week. I'm not sure when that episode will be airing, but at some point soon, I believe after that, it'll be up. And also be hosting interviews with some of the artists on the compilation here on this channel and also my YouTube channel. You'll be able to find those. And speaking of which, you can also find this stream on YouTube. I'm going to be doing some little edits, take out that awkward little transition dead air, because the way that I have to do this is not like a traditional DJ set. I have to start and stop each track and like switch between all these tabs and stuff in between. So it's a little clunky. So I'm sorry about that. Um, but I hope that you've enjoyed it. We do have one more track left of the album, and then I'm actually going to play one of the remixes from the upcoming Susie Sabotage remix album. I keep on wanting to call it EP because that was the initial plan, but now it's long enough to be an album. 7 tracks. I feel like that slightly beyond EP length. We're going into album territory there. So we're calling it the remix album now because that's what it is. So 7 tracks remixed. We have the Cassandra Complex. We have Hex Machine. I'm doing the lineup reveal for the first time. I've never announced this anywhere live, so you're getting the special behind the scenes scoop. And shit, if I can remember all the names who was on this. Snow Beasts. Okay, that's 3. From Providence, Rhode Island. And actually, one second. I do have I'm gonna do a little intro for these bands real quick. And just one second here. This was unplanned, but that's okay. Okay, so we have Blacklight, the Los Angeles-based dark synth pop trio, Adam Collier, Brian Belknap, and Omar Quinones. I tried. Opioid Slot Machine from Athens, Greece, the founder of the label OSM Tapes. Big fan of them as well. Specialista, who you actually heard on this compilation. He produced the track Seven Deadly Sins for this. From Bogota, Colombia, a DJ, producer, drummer, and activist who makes a commitment for the left field of underground electronics. Snow Beast from Providence, Rhode Island, post-industrial duo Snow Beast. Robert Galbraith and Elizabeth Verosa create eerie synthetic atmospheres with heavy beat-oriented compositions and otherworldly textures. We've got Hex Machine from Phoenix, Arizona, founder of the Club Night 6 Feet Under, DJ, producer, and mastering engineer. And we have Norska, the industrial techno producer based in France. We also have the Cassandra Complex, the legendary UK post-punk industrial band, who I've recently produced their West Coast tour for. Strict Tempo presented their West Coast tour and booked all the shows. I also had them play my event in Long Beach. That was earlier this month. And going to be working with them in the future for more US shows and festival appearances as well. And possibly sneak peek, possibly appearing on their next releases as well. Okay, so Yeah, so we have Blacklight, Opioid Slot Machine, Special Lista, Snow Beast, Hex Machine, Northgut, and the Cassandra Complex. Those are the 7 remix artists from the Susie Sabotage remix album. You heard it here first. No, literally. First to announce that. um, okay, so, oh, DJ Recovery Rate, Soj, or SOJ, again, don't know how to say it. Oops. He actually has a lot of releases. I've been playing them in my sets since like maybe 2020. And a lot of them are really cool, like old school EBM influence. The track that I played here was more like sort of techno-ish, almost kind of like bouncy trance vibes a little bit. It was a little bit more experimental electronic stuff, but most of the tracks that I've heard from him are like pretty like bass riffy, like EBM tracks. So I don't know if that's more appealing or less appealing or whatever. But there's other stuff there to explore. Equally appealing. Let's go with that. Uh, just different. Okay, so the last track on this album, it's gone on a total tangent at this point. Likely Story. We have Pyroclastic from Los Angeles, California, where I am now based as well. Yay. The project of Riot Takai, also known as Riot Realize, is a Los Angeles-based industrial music artist, founder of Pyroclastic for power noise and rhythmic noise, and Invisible Bodies for electro-industrial / EBM. Co-founder and original DJ of Das Bunker. I believe that was founded in 1996. Oh, yeah, it's in the next line. Riot Realize has been active, contributing, and supporting Los Angeles industrial underground music since pre-opening day of Das Bunker circa 1996. Okay, so happy to have Pyroclastic on the album, and we're gonna listen to his track called shit. Keep on switching tabs here because I'm looking up everyone's main camps. LA's Concrete Rage Blast remix. So this is a special remix of one of the tracks on one of his recent EPs. Okay, so this is the final track on the album, and then we're going to listen to a Susie Sabotage remix. Okay, so that concludes all 24 tracks of the Strict Hippo compilation album. Thanks for joining me for that in-depth look at each track, learning a little bit more about the artists and the processes and just other stuff that went into the album. Um, Ultimately, it took me several months to put the album together. There was a lot of collaboration with a lot of artists, a lot of coordination of remixes and remixes between artists that didn't know each other, and all sorts of stuff that happened behind the scenes to make it happen. Um, Stuff happening to make it happen, if that made sense. But yeah, big thanks to everyone who was involved, to all the artists, all the remixers, the cover artist who I shouted out earlier, but I'll shout out again. Andrea Pressetio did a really great job on the album artwork, and the CD layout and everything looks great too. I'll be showing you all that really soon too on the Bandcamp page. But yeah, also known as Deepless. Big shout out to Rodney Orpheus for doing the mastering for the album, making everything sound really cohesive and nice. So big thanks to everyone. Uh, just doing a little cheesy, a group hug moment now. It's like big group virtual hug. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited to put the next one together. I'm already starting to get submissions and whatnot for that one. And the future albums, I think I'm going to just do a single disc situation. I'm hoping to release them all on CD. And instead of having like two discs worth of music, because I'm finding out that it's a lot to release at once. And I really like to do a lot of promo for each track and give everyone the credit they deserve, for producing it. So I think in the future I'm going to stick to a single disc format. No, I don't have any command for that. I don't know why I don't. I know they have some, I think that's a command on some people's channels. I'm not very good at that stuff, honestly. Um, I need like a badass mod who can give me all the cool commands. Um, but yeah, I don't even think I have any active mods right now. Just myself. She's watching. But other stuff I have to announce. We're gonna listen to the Susie Sabotage remix. One of them right now, the one that's already out that I released as kind of a single beforehand, and this one is from the Cassandra Complex, who I just talked about for a minute. But they are a band that began in 1984 in the UK in Leeds. That's where they started out, and I did a whole interview with Rodney Orpheus, who did the mastering for the album as well, and he's like the band's front person and main guy, I guess you would call him. That's his official title, main guy. Um, but uh, sorry, I'm looking for this album art. Um, you can find an interview I did with him on uh, their recent releases, the recent world tour, and um, other stuff. We talked about a lot of stuff about the history of the band. Here it is. Ooh, I found it. Okay, that's the cover for this single anyway, for the Susie Sabotage remix, um, and that will be released along with 6 other remixes on the first, which is next Friday. As the track is called Nazi Gospel Off, and perfectly timed for the election. Definitely we're making a political statement with this one. In case there was a question about that, that is intentional. Um, and let's see if I can load it up here. But yeah, big thanks for tuning in here. So I'm gonna play this one track. We're gonna talk a little bit about Susie Sabotage as well in a minute. I'll do that when I get back here. But then after that, I'm actually gonna do a self raid and um, sorry, one second. Can I not play that file type? Shit, one second. I have to re-download this. Stalling. Um, I normally play the file type Is it AIFF? AIFF? Another thing that I've never said out loud, I don't think. This is just internet speak, you know. We don't talk to each other. And I don't think I can actually play that file type in OBS. So one second. We're switching file types here. We're gonna play Wave instead, because I know those will work. Bah. All right, and almost good to go. But yeah, big thanks for tuning in here. I am taking a brief break from doing DJ sets on here, but honestly, it's not by choice because my mixer recently started having some issues. It's been an absolute just like workhorse since I've gotten it. Like, I started using it maybe 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. So it's lasted quite a while, but I think the last time I took it on a plane, it got messed up somehow. I was able to successfully use it for one night after that, and I noticed some issues on one of the channels, like there it was just like weirdly quiet compared to what it normally is at. And then the next gig that I played it at, something was definitely wrong with that channel. It was like coming out like half the volume as the other one for no apparent reason. I thought maybe, you know, my crossfading settings, I bumped something, I like messed something up, but it's some sort of mechanical internal error with it. And cue me having a panic attack on stage. But towards the end of the night, unfortunately, it was like at the end of the night when people were filtering out, it started like making weird scratchy blippy sounds on that channel, just like coming in and out. The sound did, and then it just completely stopped making sound. And I was like, okay, but fade out. The set is over now. So unfortunately, I'm not able to play at the moment because my gear is broken. Boo, big boo. And I don't have like an alternate mixer or anything to use. So um, we're just not DJing for the moment. I'm real bummed about that. But I'm gonna try to get it fixed or fix it somehow. I do think it's probably due to the timing after having brought it on. Due to the timing after bringing it on a plane, um, I do think it's like physically messed up. I think it was probably my theory, because I know you're all curious here, and you're like, stop talking. Is that because I removed a shelf inside the case that you're supposed to use for like um, putting a laptop on. So I don't use my laptop to DJ. Um, so I removed that case so that I could put more merch in the case, basically. Um, because the case is quite large and heavy, and if you have anything else in it beyond that whole setup and the mixer, it's over 50 pounds, which means that you'll get charged for overage fees on baggage, like oversized baggage fees, which can often be very expensive. So, in order to offset that, I took out the rack inside of it that I didn't need. And I feel like that was maybe essential to keeping it snug in there or something. I've never had any issues, and I've brought it around with me quite a lot, but I'm thinking that it perhaps got a bit jostled on that trip in the plane because it was checked, you know. And you know how gentle they are with checked bags. um, yeah, so I do think it got a little messed up, and something probably got loose or something inside of it, so that's fucked. It's way outside of warranty since I've had it for like 5 years. So we're gonna figure that out. Honestly, I think the best path forward, unless it's a magical easy fix, you know, that I can have like a friend look at or something, it's probably not gonna be. Um, I'm probably just gonna have to get a new mixer entirely, so that really sucks, and it's bad timing for me. And because I've sort of been out leveled for that mixer for well, a few years now, honestly. I think I'm gonna try to do like something nicer that I have to like make payments on or something. So it's gonna be a process to get new gear, basically. So I'm currently inactive with DJing just because I don't have my gear to play on. Boo. But I will. So okay, I what's funny about this is that the reason that I took out um, the shelf thing, the rack. We're calling it, yeah, it's a rack kind of. It's like a laptop rack, and but I think maybe it's due to the placement of it. Maybe it was like on top of where the buttons and stuff go in the case. So I there's a little nook underneath it. Um, and that's where I put all of my merch. So I just load that up with t-shirts and stickers and buttons and stuff, you know? So that sort of saves me space on my own luggage because I like to overpack my clothes and big shoes and such, you know? It's like I'm only going to be there for one day. I need this entire hard case, guys. I'm sorry. Half of it is just my big club shoes. Um, what are you going to do? Well, one way that I've actually solved that is to wear the big shoes on the plane, and that makes you look extra fabulous and gets you lots of stares at the airport. I'm already usually getting stares. I look kind of normal right now with this hair, but usually anyway. So yeah, so boo, big thumbs down to that situation. Gonna try to solve my gear issue. Hopefully I can fix it and that'll be the easiest fix, but I do need to upgrade my stuff anyway, but yeah, it's the stuff that I want is like $15,000, so I'm basically fucked. So we're gonna find another way to do it, but I'm pretty picky about how I'll DJ, so I'm not gonna do just like laptop sets. Honestly, I never even learned how to do just a laptop set with like scrolling mouse, like my mouse and stuff. But it's just like it's utterly unappealing to me to not be turning actual knobs. So I'm not gonna do any of that. Um, boo. Okay, so working on it, but that's what's happening there. So that's why I won't actually be doing DJ sets on here, but hoping to fill the space with some music interviews where I'll be playing music from the artists and stuff to satisfy the no just chatting streams rule. Boo. I mean, I might be able to. I feel like I should talk to Twitch and be like, what if it's just chatting about music? Like that should still qualify, right? I don't know. DJ should be able to like host interviews with bands. This whole system is wonky, guys. I don't know. But I think as long as there is some music, it's cool. Like I'm about to stop talking and play music a little bit again. So, all right, don't come for me. Okay, so on that note, she's talking a lot. I'm going to play. We're rolling back into this. We're going back into the remix EP. So this is the Susie Sabotage Nazi Goss Fuck Off remix from the Cassandra Complex, and this is going to be released with a bunch of other remixes from the artists I mentioned already on November 1st. And really excited for that, and I hope that it gets played a bunch and the message is well received. Okay, we're going to listen to the track now. Okay, so that was the track Nazi Goss Fuck Off from Susie Sabotage, and that was the Cassandra Complex remix, which was released a few weeks ago as the sort of intro single to the full remix album, which is coming out next Friday, including six other artists, and really stoked on how that came out, and so quickly too. Basically, Susie and I were chatting about potentially doing a show here in LA, which ended up working out because of the Cassandra Complex's tour schedule being the same week, basically. But uh, we were talking, and I was like, that track was really cool, and it's it's really relevant right now. Like I think more people should hear this track right now, and so basically, I just, I had this idea. I was like, you know, if we had more of the sort of like techno-ish versions of this track for DJs to play, more people would be spinning it in clubs and more people would hear it. And, it could really have the chance to be the anthem it deserves to be. So, I mean, it was already an anthem when it was released. Like, it was definitely a popular single on its own, as it was, as Susie released it. So, and there's already actually there's another remix out there, but it's not really as strong of like a dance music vibe. This is more like harder BPMs, faster, etc. So, um, and the Cassandra Complex remix, they totally transformed it instrumental wise. They used all of their own synth work. They basically filtered the original parts through their own synths and stuff. So I thought that was cool. So it's Susie's voice with basically the Cassandra Complex reworking all the parts. And came out very like 90s electro industrial sounding with that vocoder vocal too. Um, but so yeah, we have a variety of remixes, all with a bit of a different vibe coming out. From like really fast industrial techno vibe to more like synth pop and more like traditional EBM techno and some stuff in between, some electro. Yeah. Um, okay, so cool. That'll be released next Friday. Please follow, if you have not already, the Bandcamp page for Strict Tempo if you want all of that good stuff coming into your inbox, like the Bandcamp release notifications and such. When I send you the emails, like this is out now, that's what you follow to receive there. And yeah, I'm planning several more releases right now. Nothing I can officially announce because it's all like in talks or in the works. Nothing with an official release date or estimated release date even. But there will be some stuff coming before the end of the year and some digital EPs, singles, remixes, compilation albums, full albums, proper physical releases. So lots of different stuff coming. I'm planning to do the whole gamut of things. Eventually, I would like to release some vinyl too, but right now we're just doing CDs since we're still kind of at like the startup stage. But I'd love to do some actual vinyl releases in the future too. Um, that'll probably be coming for a couple artists that I'm talking to right now, but their albums are probably like several months out still for release. But yeah, lots of really good artists. I think you'll all be really happy with the output here. And yeah, I'm excited to see where things go with that. Um, but yeah, so right now I'm going to sort of like reintroduce you to my gaming channel, which I sort of have had in like dormant mode. Um, but I'm reigniting it since I can't do gaming streams on this channel anymore. Twitch's DJ program is like, no, you can only do DJ stuff now if you're in the DJ program. Okay, okay. Um, so fortunately, I already made this other channel for my gaming stuff. So I'm just going to take us over there. I'm going to play and hang out even more. If you haven't had enough of me yet, I know I've been talking a lot. This has just sort of been like the talk and hang out stream, listening party. We're here to listen and talk about stuff. Just me, really. But we had several of the artists roll through, so that was cool. We had Yobkiss, we had Broken Nails, we had Rodney Orpheus, the mastering engineer, and the person in the Cassandra Complex who did a lot of the remix that we just heard. Um, And we also had, who else came through? Lush Malode. Um, Sorry if I'm forgetting anyone. But yeah, big thanks to everyone who stopped by, and big thanks to everyone who supported the album. See you. Appreciate you. All right. So I'm gonna start a little self raid here in a second. I don't think I have any other news. I've officially talked your ear off. Um, I hope your ears are still intact after all that. But you, that sounded like vaguely menacing, didn't it? Um, I am going to raid over to the Vox Sinistra gaming channel here in a minute. After I convince Twitch that I'm not trying to hack myself. It gets really confused when I'm logged in to this account and try to log into the other account. It's like it auto logs me out. I'm like, no, it's really me. Why is there no switch account feature? Um, or seriously though, like every other platform has the button that's like switch account because it assumes you might have multiple accounts. Here it's like, oh, you have another account? You must be hacking yourself. I'm like, no, I swear I'm not. Um, but yeah, so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna briefly pause the stream and restart it over there. And there's gonna be Fallout 76, which is a great post-apocalyptic game. And they're in Halloween mode right now, which is always fun. Um, what is happening here? I can't see anything. Okay. I'm hacking myself right now. Uh, oh, it's on somebody else's stream. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting confused with all the tags. What's going on? Uh, she's confusing herself. So I'm going to start this raid here in a second, and there's going to be a brief moment where I'm going to stop it and restart it. That's what's happening now. But yeah, you can follow me over on the Vox Sinistra Gaming channel if that's something you're into, or you just want to follow along for the hangouts. 'Cause I talk about a lot of stuff there. Also, if you're into hearing me talk a bunch, and I'm sorry, also I know my mic quality is not amazing right now. All of my shit is broken, so that's fun. Okay. So I'm going to start the raid here in a second. Big thanks to those of you who have tuned in. You can catch this later on my YouTube channel. I'll do a premiere over there in case you missed parts of it and you want to join a live chat again. If you follow my YouTube channel under Vox Sinistra, and also on my uh, Strict Tempo channel on YouTube, which I just started over there. Starting to repost a lot of the old sets and stuff, and I need to get back into that. I posted about like 10 or 15 of them, but there's so many of them. It's an overwhelming task, honestly. But now that the album and stuff is out, you can find more of those sets being uploaded there too, as well as all the tracks on the releases on Strict Tempo as a record label, which, can you believe it? We just started here. I've already released 25 tracks, and that'll be amped up to, let me see if I can do math, 31 tracks next Friday. The count will be up to 31 already. That's like 3 albums worth of material in the first month. So yeah, I'm happy with things so far, and I've got lots more to come for you. Okay. I'm gonna raid myself and can do a little chill gaming stream for a couple hours because um, I haven't had enough of this yet. We're reintroducing my gaming channel that I haven't streamed on it since like May, I don't think, because I've been doing some random gaming streams on this channel, which some of you might be aware of. So I'm gonna stop the stream here, and it's gonna be a little awkward, like nothing's here, and that's because I need to change the stream key. So BRB. I'm gonna be back on the other channel. Okay, BRB.